They're certainly not dead. And in most cases, it is the solution to all the problems. Kids suffering, misery, failure, the rejection, but you give them a responsibility and he can do something noble, it heals everything. All of a sudden, life is good. So it's not dead, not by any measure. We do it all the time, actually. You say to a child, a very young child, you say, it's bedtime, time to go to sleep. The kid says, no, I don't want to. What do you say? But it's bedtime. What are you doing? What are you telling the child? Too bad? I don't care what you want. It's time to go to sleep. No. You're saying you don't want to, but you know what that means? That means there's something besides what you want. Isn't that the message? You want to or you don't want to, yeah, that's an issue. But see, that's the clincher. But I know you want to take this toy home, but it's not ours. It's not yours. So what is that but? It means you got to consider another reality besides yours. So you're angry, but you're not allowed to hit. Yeah, but I was angry. Yes, but you're not allowed. So you're weaning the child away from the me monster. So we're doing it all the time. Just watch your tone. Just say it as an instruction, as a chinuch, not as a frustration. I read an interesting article. There was this guy who was kind of drifting away from his parents' traditions. And his family was Hasidic, and he wore streimel, and they wore, the whole. He didn't want. One year on Purim, he put on the streimel. And his father said to him, so that's it? The streimel is now a Purim costume for you? That's it. It turned him around. Completely changed him. What is that saying? That's it? So this is now your reality? Sobered him up. It wasn't condemning. It wasn't mocking. It was, this is what you want? This is the new you? And the kid said, oh. Sobered him up. So when you say to a child who's rebelling or is upset, so what is your point? So what do you want to do? Destroy yourself? That's the but. I understand you're angry, you're frustrated, you're rebelling, but where are you going? So what's your plan? There's a but. This boy says, I'm not interested. The Torah is not for me. Torah is not for me? You want to steal and kill? No. You want to marry out? No. You want to eat chazer? No. I said, so what did you just say? Torah is not for me. But but some of it is. So reword your objections to make sense. So emotions are irrational, unreasonable, extreme, fanatical. The mind comes up with the but. Yeah, that's what you're feeling, but think for a minute. That changes everything. Sometimes you say to a child who's acting badly, say, and this is good for you? This will help your life get better? You're losing all your friends. That's not nefesh elikis, right? That's a selfish interest. But it's an improvement on what's going on. So sometimes you use the seichel of the nefesh habahamis. The initial message is, it's not about you. It's not you're miserable and don't want to be here. No. You're perfectly okay being here. But you're not here because you need to be. In other words, you would be here whether you want to or not. So don't make it about yourself. Right? So it's not meant to be a depressing concept. It's meant to be a liberating concept. This is not your problem. This is not your plan. This is not your need. So relax. Figure out what contribution you can make and make it happily. If you're not sure, because you don't have a long-term plan or vision, make a contribution right now where you are, unconditional. Not tomorrow, someplace else, under different circumstances. Now. There's always a contribution you can make now. Okay, it's not a life plan. It's not a policy in life. Make a contribution. Of course, if you have a good view, if you have a good hashkafa in how you're going to live a life of service, that's wonderful. But if you don't have it, well, then whatever is available. Yeah, you don't have a comprehensive plan, but you're doing good. It's I think the ultimate tragedy that girls today find it so difficult to be girls. That's unheard of. I mean, that's like, like the last hope for mankind was that women are healthy. That girls are now finding it embarrassing or even dangerous to be a girl. This is like sdaim. This is like impossible. It cannot be. But it's the flip side of the fact that today women are much more empowered. Somebody actually said to the Rebbe, and it wasn't just anybody, it was somebody whose opinion you take seriously. She said to the Rebbe, I don't remember all the details, but you'll get the point. The Alter Rebbe took scholars and turned them into Hasidim. The Middle Rebbe took average young men and turned them into Chassidim. He went through all the Rebbeim. He said the Rebbe Rashab was unique. He took teenagers and turned them into Chassidim with Tamchet Mimim. You, she said to the Rebbe, you, for the first time in history, turned women into Chassidim. And the Rebbe was very pleased with that. So in this generation, one of the unique features that never happened before is that women take active and crucial roles in public in bolstering Yiddishkeit and Chassidus, and which never happened before. The flip side of that is the attack against women. Being a woman is like you have to defend it, you have to justify it, you have to compete with men. It's terrible how uncomfortable girls feel just to be a girl. People say it's the media because you're competing with looks and everybody's worried about their weight and about their complexion and about that's the most visible part of it, but it goes much deeper. So teenagers or even younger children who want to change their gender, it's far more prevalent among girls than among boys. Girls are afraid to be girls. That's a tragedy. Because normally a girl does not need a mashpia, unlike a boy. Because a boy has this ego torment. Am I not? Now looking back at it, girls need it, unfortunately, girls need it almost as much as boys. But that is so strange. Because naturally girls should be absolutely secure in their identity. That's the one thing they had never had any doubts about, no insecurities about. Yeah, well, of course, you can compete with other girls. They're prettier, they're smarter, they're more attractive. Okay. But it's all within being a girl. Like, so you can be a 1 or you can be a 10. But you're never resenting being a girl. You can be the best girl, or you can be an ordinary girl. But being a girl was always comfortable. Whereas with boys, being a man is a challenge, does not come natural. But now, for different reasons, now girls need mashpia. There's the role of the mashpia that is purely spiritual. Mm-hmm. Somebody who will inspire you to learn more, daven better, whatever. A girl can use that, of course. But this essential life-saving role of a mentor for a boy should only exist for boys.
Okay, so I'm glad you clarified that.
So at the Beis Chana program with teenagers, we tell them, our goal for these couple of weeks is for you to come home proud to be a Jew and proud to be a girl. I'm not sure which one comes first. How do you get your best friend to do something you want? It's never a condition, right? It never sounds like an ultimatum. Do this or our friendship is over. That's distorted. Then the thing is more precious than the friendship. Well, you might as well quit the friendship. If what you want from your spouse is a condition, an ultimatum, right? Unless you give me this, I don't need you at all. Well, then you might as well just get divorced. Because something is more important than your spouse. So I could predict with absolute certainty that you're probably abusing each other in some other ways too. You're taking advantage, you're violating some borders, you're pushing each other beyond whatever. So if in fact you are really married to your spouse, you will find a way to negotiate, to win them over, you'll get what you want. And if not, you'll let it go. It's optional compared to the relationship. And that's the way it has to be. It's almost like whatever I want or need that my spouse cannot give me, then I do without. Because if I can't get it from my spouse, then it's probably not important. Because if it's not going to be part of our together life, then it's got to go. If it's going to threaten, if it's going to come between us, get it out. Remove it. It's toxic.
Wow.
Same with the Eibishter, We ask the Eibishter for all sorts of things, not only because we want those things, but we want it from him. If it's not coming from him, we don't want it. We don't want something strange that doesn't belong to us. If it's not about us, if it's not you giving me, then it's not good. So when we daven and we ask the Eibishter to give us this, that, or the other, part of what we're saying is we want it only from you. If it's not from you, I don't want it. I mean, imagine a man comes to a married woman and says, if your husband isn't giving you enough money, I'll give you some. No, thank you. I'm not after money. I want to share with my husband. Your money? I don't want your money. So if it's not coming from the Eibishter for me, I don't want it. Because then it's not part of our relationship. And whatever is not part of our relationship does not belong in our house. If you enjoyed this conversation or this topic, and you're looking for more information, or you want to hear it again from another angle, there is a way to do that. And that is in this book. It's all there. Order it from Amazon. You can read it, reread it, and share it. We have a Sunday night program for VIPs that you might be interested in. It's informal. It's questions and answers. It's conversation. It's really relaxed. It's really pleasant, enjoyable, informative, and kind of community-like. It's a Sunday night program. There's a Wednesday morning program for the VIPs, and there's a Wednesday night program. All of it just conversation, casual, laid back, unscripted. So join us. Take a look. Click the link below and see which of the three suits you best, and join us for some enjoyable conversation.